everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Saturday, July 25th, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern. There's as I'm sure a lot of you can tell on the planet, a scattering. And the biggest, the biggest attempt that's taking place is the understand that lower dark matter frequencies or corrupted souls, they believe what they do is correct and good. See, you just got to understand that. They don't correlate or differentiate. They aren't able to do that, so they believe what they're doing is a good thing. This is how they believe they're convinced of this. So this is their passion, their drive. They think that they're doing the right thing, when of course you understand that the lower frequencies are anger, aggression, reckless abandon, harm, disillusionment, fear. Fear instigation is probably one of the major, but understanding it's just, these are all thoughts. And it depends on those who are in higher frequency, which means these are those that aren't into hate, anger, harm towards others or themselves. Now, that doesn't mean that those who are of the higher frequencies, who choose to be, does not mean they're weak. It does not mean that they're milk sops or wet noodles and so on and so forth. It means that they understand much more about who and what they are. And this is the difference between, unfortunately, we always have this in the universes. There's always a balance that must be maintained. The balance of the yin and the yang, the light, the dark. You call the light high frequency. You call the dark low frequency. Okay. So that's, and it's represented usually by those who have been directed or convinced or manipulated into believing that what they do is good. Period. And what those of higher frequency do is bad. So you can see the conflict between those two frequencies. You have those who are of the higher frequency, or you say the light, because all of us are of the light. We all have the God within us. We all have the pure consciousness, source creator, the love within us. It's just that when the physical or externality influences us enough while we're in these bodies, the God becomes buried and shut off. Understand that. And so their direction is to be on their own from the physicality of their existence in this world. That's how it's viewed. Maybe not in that kind of organized thinking, but pretty much that's the gist of it. We will see and experience as higher frequencies some quite interesting things over the next ensuing weeks. We will experience things that have not been experienced on this planet because of this massive shift that is in full swing. This is not the scenario that is wished upon the higher frequencies of this planet, of doom and gloom and destruction, and it's the end, and everything's going to be bad, and the dark shall rule the planet. And in reality, it is the opposite of what is taking place, of what that statement I just made. It is the opposite. Now, all of us understand that the surface, the trickery that our eyes play on us, and the trickery that the ego mind plays on us when we watch or interact with certain things that disturb us. Now, we all know that when we get disturbed, we don't like to be disturbed. We don't like that feeling of worry or fear or stress or any kind of anxiety. We are more from the perspective of, seriously, bliss, joy, peace, love, happiness. And this is where the frequency has been shifting to. Understand, and I think most of you do, that this is something that is part of the transition. Those who do not understand it'll be the most impact on them. That they're kind of, you know what I mean? You wake up in the morning, you yawn, and you got to clear your eyes and stuff. You just don't have your balance yet, type thing. Those are the folks that will be the most on this transition. Why do you think so many of us have assembled? We haven't assembled with intent of destruction or harm. We've assembled because we've all done this before. All of you have been in liberations of planets throughout your existence. And you know that this isn't your first rodeo. This isn't talking from ego. This isn't pounding your chest and saying, oh, look at me, and I've done this several times before. It is the now. And this is an inherent understanding with the God within us. There's no happenstance, and there's no such thing as a coincidence. It means that all of us have assembled in these meditations to definitely shift the planet and the planetary body of life from harm to safety, security, from destruction to expansion, from hatred to love, from anger to peace and prosperity, from poverty to prosperity and abundance, from starvation to fullness. We are transitioning all of these aspects of this civilization. Because why is that? Well, because it's time. Now, we've talked about the fact that a lot of the people on this planet will experience a great awakening, a shaking. The shaking wakes them up. Now, in cases of civilizations that throughout existence, it's always been apparent because the civilization isn't symmetrically formed from the standpoint of all being awake and all knowing who and what they are. So it's always been piece parted on a lot of civilizations, which means that some are, some aren't, some really aren't. And so this way, it's a great awakening. The great awakening is it's a shock of reality to the civilization, so that civilization is literally forced to evolve. You see what I mean? Now, a lot of you can understand that because of the fact that you can see some of the things. You can, you kind of say, it's like the rest of our brothers and sisters on the planet are saying, why aren't they doing anything? What's wrong with them? Why aren't they? They just seem to be just kind of laying back. They're allowing all this to happen and everything. It's just scary. What's going to happen to us if they don't step up? Well, it takes quite a bit to stir the pond. It takes quite a bit. And so many are basically distracted with so many externalities. And we all get in there, we get distracted with this, we get distracted with that. And we aren't clear on many things because we're so distracted. Then we come to the realization is that each of us, think about this. Now, it does not involve someone giving you authority. Okay? It does not involve someone giving you authority. You have been from the beginning and always will be the authority of you. You decide. You do and determine and form and shape for you. Nobody else, but for you. You are your own kingdom. Why do you think Christ would say to so many and point at the heart, the kingdom of God is in each and every one of us? That is absolute fact. So, you're the kingdom of God. You house the kingdom of God within you. We all do. So what does that communicate to you? Doesn't it make sense that you are your own kingdom? That your body, that the space that you are, is your kingdom, which houses the kingdom of God, which is the creation of creation of creation. So, do you really believe that you are supposed to follow external authority? Now, understand the helter-skelter that people say, well, if we don't have structure, everything will fall apart. There's a transition happening on this planet. And the transition for all the brothers and sisters, for all of us, the transition is to come back to the understanding is that you are the kingdom. Your responsibility on how you treat others, how you treat yourself, what respect do you have for all life? These are your decisions. These are your edicts. No one else's. It is you who determines. Now, obviously, if you are connected to the God within and you have some form of understanding of what that means, who and what you are, then you begin to understand. I will not bear false witness against my neighbor or anyone. I will do no harm. I am here in peace, joy, and love. As I respect others, I respect myself. As I love others, I love myself. This isn't a difficult thing, at least from the surface viewpoint, to understand. We know as a civilization, Homo sapiens, human beings, so on and so forth, all of us, we're all connected. We all know. The Pleiadians, the Sirians, Arcturians, all of them, we all know one thing. We came from a source of absolutely magnificent love. All of us did. And people say, well, why are the reptilians so aggressive? And why do they want to conquer all the time and do this and do that and do so much harm to humanity? And why do they do this? And why does this happen over here if that was the case? No different than our civilization, okay? We have those who wish to destroy. Sometimes in civilizations, the balance gets out of hand. That's what's happened here in this now. And the reason it's gotten out of hand is because the kingdom of God is awakening in many of us. And what that means is that there comes a point, we are in body, yes, we're in physical, whether it's holographic, but it's physical, okay? So we begin to understand is that we cannot have this occur anymore, collectively, as a people of the planet. We cannot have this occur anymore. Now feel the vibrational frequency of that in your hearts. You'll know it comes from the kingdom of God that you are. This does not mean burn, destroy, death, murder, death, kill. This means that it will not continue, period. Because the people of this planet, the civilization, over 8 billion of us, just on the surface, not including underneath or in the atmosphere, so that's another day of discussion. But the fact of the matter is that the people of this planet are those who are in charge, not pockets of government officials who have no interest in the well-being of the people. Now, a lot of us know that. It's not like it's a new thing. It's not like we haven't known that for a very long time. But the fact of the matter is that, guys, do you understand why so many of us are coming to a full conclusion with ourselves in our own way, in our own direction, that this doesn't work? It never has. It doesn't work. You literally could take a group of people that pretty much, good people, but then if they got enough power and enough control and enough money, many of them would become corrupted. It isn't our natural state of being to rule over each other. Understand what that means. Do you think that Source Creator would create us to rule over each other? No. Source Creator created us. Why? We rule over ourselves. Each and every one of us. We rule over ourselves. We house the kingdom of God. We are the heaven on this earth. We know who and what we are. It's just unfortunate that the physicality of our existence in this experience can get so out of balance for us. And none of us are exempt from that because all of us have experienced it more than once in this existence. So we begin to realize that the time and the effort that we spend externally could have been spent internally. And it is a choice. It's not a directive. It's neither good nor bad. But it's a choice that each of us come to full conclusion to make. I'm going to spend my time literally knowing myself and loving myself. I'm going to spend time with the God within me. I know what's going on around me. I am not ignorant to it. I'm fully aware of the shifting frequencies of this civilization. Therefore, I am compelled to know me so I can navigate it much easier, so it isn't so conflicting. So when I open up the gates of the love that I am, everything shifts. You know that. We all know that our natural state of being is peace and joy and love. But why do you think so many of us try to find it outside of ourselves? Because we aren't aware that all of it's in us, the very core of our essence and our being. It's all us. It's nothing to do with this illusion, so to speak, this external life. This is why we don't attach ourselves. This is why we don't have expectations. That gets us befuddled into the physicality of the life. We are here to experience, yes, physical life, but we're also here not to attach ourselves to it. It might sound a little confusing, but we are a God in a body, and we're experiencing this life. We're experiencing it, and we direct ourselves how to experience what to experience. And we throw a little bit of adventure in there along the way. No one, you see, you're not at the mercy of something, some force that is controlling you. You're at the mercy of you. You always have been. we were all designed to be totally self-contained. We need no external authority. We never did. That's why if you ever notice on the planet, through your existence, the conflict, do you ever notice how the conflict, when you look at conflict, is it pleasant for us? No. Is it disruptive? Yes. Why is it disruptive? It's a low frequency. We house the kingdom of God within us. What do you think that frequency is? It is very high. Okay? Now, if you have a body that houses it, and the body has a low frequency because of what it perceives and sees and interacts with and is influenced by, you have a conflict. We have a conflict with ourselves. Not with somebody else. It's always been with us. So we can choose what we want to embrace. Do we want to embrace our God, or do we want to embrace this eternal reality? You can enjoy the external reality. We can enjoy anything about it we choose. But we are never and shall never, ever, ever be slaves to the reality. We were not built that way. Source Creator did not put us together to be slaves of a reality that is just meant to be an adventure. Do you see the difference? Feel it? That's created by the ego mind and the out-of-control mind. We don't have an understanding yet. Some of us do, to a certain extent. We are the wielders. We direct this whole thing. We direct all of this. And it's every one of us. It depends on our perspective and how we allow ourselves to be manipulated and directed by external authorities. Picture a world where each being of that world governs and manages themselves, leads themselves, has no interest in anything outside of them, trying to lead them, suppress them, govern them, direct them, manipulate them, harm them, disrespect them. Do you see the difference in the shift? When we talk about the shift, that's what's happening on this planet. The shift of the civilization coming to full reality, that they, each of them, are the master and commander of them. No one else, just them. Now we all know that is quite a responsibility. But the wonderfulness of it, the brilliance of it, is that we learn completely of who and what we are. Why do you think Siddhartha, Buddha, once he discovered this, he spent most of his time in solitude, meditation? Why did he do that? Why wasn't he interested in engaging of all the wonderful things in this adventure, this existence, in the physicality of this planet? Why did he, what happened? Did he just say the heck with everybody? No. He found out that the true reason that we enter these bodies is to discover ourselves and that which lies within the very core of us, so that we can understand what it means to experience physical life, biological form, inhabiting a biological form and experiencing the life, and understanding that we have always been the master and commander of ourselves. But see what happens when we succumb, when we come into baby bodies and we succumb to all of the external influences. You can't help not to, okay? Reason is they've had our memories blanked, so we don't have the capability, okay? That's going to end, and then we will have the capability once again to determine, why do we want to keep going over and over the same things and keep incarnating in lives when we don't have the ability to pull upon all of the other lives and experiences to help us navigate and guide us in a new life? Doesn't make any sense. So this is why, while we're in these bodies, we spend the time getting to know the God within us. Therefore, everything outside of us shifts. It's always been that way. But unfortunately, the corrupted souls of any planet conspire to make sure that they separate the civilization from the gods they are. And that's the only reason there are governments. That is the only reason there are governments. To shift the separation, to make a shift in the separation of the civilization, where the civilization becomes atrophied and cannot manage itself, therefore must be managed by. This is why you see the website, We Are One Light for All. We are one light for all. What does that mean? Each of us is the light for ourselves within, therefore affects all of us who are the light within. We are all one light. We are one light for all. So that's this meditation. We are one light for all. Each of us is the light, and each light is for all of us. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure we all are, and the first thing that we desire to do is to relax our bodies. Let go any worries, stresses, or fears, any anxieties. Stay out of the future and stay out of the past, and just work with the body. And drop the shoulders, any attachments that you may have inadvertently attracted to yourself over the last 24 hours. If they do not serve your higher good, which is bliss, love, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence, and abundance, then why would you need them? You don't. You let them go. This lightens the body. The body is reciprocal and then relaxes. So as the body relaxes, we move into the now. And the now is all we have. We don't have the past. We've already lived it. We don't have the future. We haven't lived it yet. We haven't experienced it. The past was the now. It is now the past. The future isn't the now because we're in the now. The future's being created in the now. Some of us may go and get so reminiscent and continue to visit reminiscing the past that we will bring it into a future that doesn't exist, create the future from the past, relive the past in that future. This is why a lot of us will say, it feels like I've been running in circles my whole life. So it's in the now is when we create. You don't create from the past, and you don't create from a future that doesn't exist. Everything is done in the now, moment to moment. The space between heartbeats is in the now. And being in the now, moment to moment, whatever it is you're doing, moment to moment, you will create the future. You'll create a future that you desire to experience. And you won't have any anxiety about the future because you will be very confident on how you have created the future for yourself. So also, when you're in the now, the moment, you want to breathe. And our breath is sacred. It's divine positive energy. Why? Because it sustains these vessels that house the kingdom of God. I mean, we literally are bringing in, every time we breath in, divine positive energy. So as you're seated in a comfortable position, you visualize something that we all contain. And these are the energy vortexes. And these energy vortexes are called chakras. We don't go into the very specifics of many of the energy points in the body. We just do the central runway going all the way up the spinal column to the top of the head. And these energy vortexes, and understand you're carrying divine, sacred, positive energy in your breath you take in. These chakras lie across the 7 different points on your spinal column. And the 7 chakras are connected to different glands and organs in the body and are responsible for uniform distribution of your chi, your God-like energy. It's called many things: prana, life energy, ki. When there is a disruption in this life energy or a blockage in any one or more of your chakras, you may suffer from health and mental issues. So the chakras form the energy ecosystem of every one of us. And a deficiency in this ecosystem can literally wreak havoc in the different areas of your life. So we visualize this, and we take our breath in, our divine positive energy, very softly, very easily, and we fill our lungs. And we come to the red chakra, the root chakra, which is the Muladhara. This is the energy, stability, comfort, safety, I am. And remember, after the word I am, or whatever you say after I, make sure you keep an eye on that little guy, the ego. Then we move into the orange wheel of light, the sacral chakra, the Vadasthana. This is sensuality, sexuality, pleasure, sociability, I feel. And then we move to the yellow wheel of light, the solar plexus chakra, the Manipura. This is strength, personality, power, determination, I do. This is then, we go through the blue wheel of light, the heart chakra, the Anahata. Acceptance, love, compassion, sincerity, I love. That's the Anahata, the heart chakra wheel of light. And then we go to the blue wheel of light, throat chakra, the Vishuddha, communication, expression, creativity, and inspiration, the I talk. And then the violet wheel of light, the third eye chakra, the Ajna, intuition, lucidity, meditation, trust, I see. And then to the crown chakra, the purple wheel of light, the Sahasrara, the knowledge, consciousness, fulfillment, spirituality, I understand. Now visualize that you have this divine positive energy, your breath, that you bring up through all of these energy vortexes, to the center of your body. And as you bring it to the top of your head, right kind of in the back area, you hold that breath briefly. I am light, I am love, I am. And as you hold it, you compress and condense it into pure liquid energy. Super powerful. And you release it over the pineal gland. Now, a lot of us view the pineal gland different ways. However you view it, I view it as a green ball. It's a rosebud. And when I release this liquid energy over that, it immediately springs into a full, vibrant, multicolored rose. Eternal, immortal, with a wonderful fragrance, and it is fully functional, the pineal gland. very important organ while we're in these bodies because it is the gateway to all the particles of existence. It's the gateway to pure consciousness, and it's the gateway to beyond. So doesn't it make sense that we have it as fully functional, healthy as possible? Now, our pineal glands in this civilization are greatly reduced on purpose so that we do not discover the power that we are. Now, also, we understand that we're merged. You can be merged, but not aware of all the pieces that come together as one. So we're merged with the kingdom of God, the body. Okay, the body, the kingdom of God, the heaven, the earth, the heart, mind, and our clear understanding of who and what we are. We're all consciously aware that we are of the highest, of the deepest eternal gratitude, and we're all of the highest from the highest, of the deepest eternal love. And we have other groups with us right now as we assemble in this massive meditation for this planet's liberation, ascension. We have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. This is civilization. It vibrates at a different frequency than we do. This is why we don't see them like we see each other. They appear in humanoid form at times just to give us messages, to let us know not to get so carried away with the physicality of this life, to not take, to not take it so serious, to have more fun, enjoyment, laugh, and be at peace and contentment. Now, we help each other, they help us, we help them. It's just because we're synergistic, we're all connected. Now, a large number of them can house a small part of space, a small area, because of their vibrational frequency, so it's not unusual to have thousands of them surround any one of us at any one time. It is the God within us, and the God within them. They are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of the deepest eternal gratitude, and of and from the highest of the deepest eternal love. We have the Ascended Masters: Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Jesus, El Morya, Abundantia, Bell, Thoth, many, many, many more. Who are they? Are they more powerful, better than us? No. We're all equal. We were all created from the same source. So they've mastered, they've ascended out of physical form and hold God form, pure consciousness. So look at us, a ball of light. We, our God form, our pure consciousness, we have entered a physical form to experience it. Remember, you're the master and commander, so you lay the groundwork on how you want to experience it. It's not random, guys. It's not random. No matter how much you've been trying, they try to make you think it's random. It is not random. It is finely engineered. And the universe is sitting there waiting for your first command. So be mindful of what you either inadvertently or knowingly ask for. Be very clear on it. Because whatever it is, you're going to get it as long as you don't stand in your own way. Now, the Ascended Masters like us, like the Archangels, they are consciously aware that they are of the highest, from the highest, the deepest eternal love. of the highest and from the highest of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. We're all one. Now, we're all compelled. There's a specific reason we're at this gathering, to liberate this planet and to lift the civilization into a much higher frequency of peace, joy, love, and abundance. We are one light for all. So, we call out, we invite all of the light energy beings, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest and deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in the forming of the circle of light. And they come in the Gugaplexes. One Gugaplex fills this universe. They come in trillions of Gugaplexes from every direction. And they are with us now. We call upon all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, beneath earth, many, many, many civilizations and species. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of the highest and from the highest of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and they are of and from the highest of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love. They couldn't be with us if they weren't. And they come. And they come in the billions. And they are with us now. We call upon all the off-worlders, all the galactics, all the celestials, all the celestial intelligent bodies, all life. And there's many of them, many, many, many. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, can be with us in this meditation and this now, in the forming of the circle of light. We're familiar with just a fraction of them. Over 1,000 civilizations and species travel through this solar system every day. Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans, felines, Zeta Reticuli, all the different levels and species of these civilizations. The Greys, the Draco, Reptilian, the Albion, the Golden Pyramid, the Nords, many, many, many more. Now, they've been assisting us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, in our ascension, and freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. Why is it self-imposed? We are the only ones with the power to enslave ourselves. And we are all of a high frequency, because if we weren't of a high frequency, we would not be able to engage with this meditation. And they are all with us now. We call upon all of our loved ones, all of those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest and deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and of and from the highest and deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, can be with us on this meditation in the forming of the circle of light. And they come in the billions. And they are with us now. We call upon all the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms, on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, are in this now in this meditation and forming the circle of light. Now, there are trillions of them, and they have shapes, color, sizes, and forms and configurations which we've never seen many of them at all for the first time. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and of and from the highest of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, and forming the circle of light. Just to name a few of them: the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, and the minotaur. Many, many, many more. And they are with us. Now, all of us assemble across the grand expanse of existence, through all universes, all connected as one. We are one light for all. Arm in arm, hand in hand, all of our gods together. We are in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, and abundance. And we are all one. And we are all love. And we are all God. And our God-light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We have formed a massive circle of white light. It is the God within us, the kingdom of gods, all assembled as one in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. The circle of light is so magnificent and brilliant, it would take over 1 billion of the suns in the solar system to compare to its brightness. We are saturating, this circle is saturating everything and everything in full, deep, eternal love and gratitude. Head to toe, inside and out, all life, the high value in the universe. All of us, our brothers and sisters, everything in full, deep, eternal love and gratitude. It grays out the darkness of space, and we begin to levitate up above the planet. As soon as we start to do this, we're engulfed immediately into a massive field of gossamer, of trillions and trillions and trillions of vibrant multitude of colored lights, all reflecting all facets, all aspects of all of us. And we're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael, which reminds us, this is a column that reminds us that we are the power of healing. We also, immediately after the emerald green flaming healing light, we're met with the purple, violet, blue flaming light of Archangel Michael. This column reminds us of the power, the strength, and the resolve that we are. Then we're met with the white fire. This column reminds us that we are imbued inside and out, head to toe, of an impenetrable white fire, a God armor, a pure conscious armor that is impenetrable from any external influences or force attempts. Lower frequencies, lower dark matter frequencies, lower survival matter frequencies cannot affect the field. If they get too close, they will vaporize. They cannot maintain a low vibrational frequency with such a high vibrational frequency. It cannot exist in the same space, in the same dimension. But only you have the power. Only you. That if you decide that you are going to lower your vibrational frequency through hatred, anger, greed, manipulation, dishonesty, you will then create a breach in your God armor, your white fire armor, allowing the lower dark matter frequencies and lower survivor matter frequencies to come flooding in. And if you do that, you do decide to do that, you're immediately met with the purple transmuting flame. This is a column that reminds us that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame to transmute all of these lower dark matter frequencies, lower survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, neutral light substance, send it back to pure consciousness where it is no more. It's absorbed. And we're also immediately met with the violet ray. This column reminds us that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. We can cleanse, purify, and harmonize the area where these lower vibrational frequencies were, hence restoring our white fire armor to its brilliance of deep eternal love and gratitude. And we're also met with the golden white pink light. This column reminds us of what we are, who we are. We see it. It reminds us. We're taken aback by the beauty, the vista, the grandeur, the sunsets, sunrises, the rainbows, reflections in the waters, reflections in our clouds, our skies, in the trees, in the animals, everything. We're reminded of this. You'll be amazed when you start understanding and you're looking, and you will see it everywhere. The golden white pink light. It is the love that we all are. We are one light for all. So as we continue to levitate, some of us who are in physical form decide to step out of the physical form and just float above our bodies effortlessly. And as we do this, we view this massive crystalline light tower. It's larger than a solar system. And we've designed it so you can see into it, and it has this, it's like a pulsating aura. It's filled with trillions of different colors. Many of these colors we've never seen before, only in this column. And so when we look at it, it is literally flooding. It looks like there's trillions of rainbows converged into one another. And it pulsates out like the godlike auras that we are, that we pulsate with. And it literally reaches out and floods everything and everything with abundance, prosperity, happiness, wonderful health, peace and joy and tranquility. Everything and everything. Perpetually, eternally. Now we look at the top, we design the top so that the golden ocean can cascade down 360 degrees effortlessly. Now visualize all of this and what it means it's doing. And this literally is flooding, the golden ocean is flooding everything and everything as well. All of our brothers and sisters, all life. Lifting it to a higher and higher. How can it lift it? Because of the God within it. We are one light for all. So the golden ocean continues to cascade down. We all know that each of us are a drop of that golden ocean, and each of us contain the essence of the ocean. And we move a little bit over as we continue to ascend, and we see this massive meditative sphere. We created this sphere well over 2 years ago. It's set center circle. It houses all of our meditations in perpetual motion. We're joined by all of our brothers and sisters in meditation across the expanse of existence. Every species, every civilization, you're one light for all. And this sphere, this meditative sphere, holding near 900 meditations, perpetual motion, eternally, with the highest of intent and the deepest eternal love and gratitude. The power of this cannot be measured, nor can it ever be measured, because it is so high. And this is why the sphere can be seen, heard, and felt in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And this is why it continues to intensify, and this is why it continues to expand. And this is why this planet, in this now, is transcending into a God planet, into a paradise. And you feel, because we feel everything. We, each of us, is the kingdom of God. Each of us. And we're all one. And we are all love, and we are all the God. And when each of us reach the understanding in our own way, we come full circle and we finally discover the love that we are. And it's been inside of us the whole time, our very core being, our very essence. Once this civilization discovers this, there will be no more war, there will be no more separation, there will be no more hatred, anger, aggressive, destructive, external actions. There will be, we are one light for all. I'll join you in meditation and return to close us out. Deep breath in through the nose. Easy breath out through the mouth. Move slowly. Feel these frequencies. Feel the frequency of your God, of all of us, together as one. We are one light for all. And we take this with us for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, into the following morning. Express it to yourself. Embrace you. Love you. Every aspect. Every part. Deeply. We'll be back here Sunday, July 25th, 2020. 3 p.m. Eastern to continue our global guided meditation call.